Forget gurus. Forget anyone claiming to be an online business expert without going through the challenges of entrepreneurship themselves. The Real Money, Real Business podcast is here to prove the best insights in online business comes from your fellow online business builders. We dig into stories of entrepreneurs selling their business on the Empire Flippers marketplace so that you can learn how they made their business profitable, how they overcame obstacles, and what lessons they learned in their online journey. If you want to take your business and your knowledge to the next level, you've come to the right podcast. Let's get started.
Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of the Real Money, Real Business podcast. We record these interviews so potential buyers have more information about the seller and the business to help them make a buying decision. And just before we dive into the interview, let me go over a brief summary of the business. So today's listing is a display advertising and affiliate business created in May 2015 in the occasions and gifts niche. The average monthly revenue for the business is $4,827, and it makes an average of $3,973 per month in net profit. The assets included in the sale are a domain, including all of the site's contents and files, an AWIN affiliate account, a Skimlinks account, an email list with over 8,000 subscribers, and social media accounts. You must have an approved AdSense account in order to ensure a successful migration of the business, so please take note of that. For everyone listening, you can visit empireflippers.com/marketplace and search for listing 55502 to learn more about the business, or you can unlock the listing to start your due diligence if you're interested in purchasing this asset. So that's a very brief overview of the business for sale, and let's hear from the seller who we've got with me today. Welcome to the show, Shane. How are you doing?
Yeah, very well, thank you.
Fantastic. Can you just share with me about your background in building or running online businesses?
Sure. Well, I sort of started with this one 6 years ago. My partner became a web designer and done a few diplomas in digital marketing, social media marketing, and online reputation management. And part of the reason why I got started with this one is because if you don't mind me saying, I've actually had a debilitating condition for quite some time. And I had to kind of figure out some stuff to be able to make an income from home. So this is where I got started with my website.
Yeah, that's wonderful. That definitely makes a lot of sense there. I think that's the beauty of online businesses. It's a great way to sort of democratize the internet, and it gives everyone a chance to make money online in different ways. You know, as you were learning about building up content sites, display advertising, affiliate marketing, was there anyone who sort of inspired you while you were building the business? Were there any sort of resources that just helped you as you were learning more?
Yeah, absolutely. There was actually. I'd been reading quite a lot from Neil Patel, and there's this guy called Lazy Ass Stoner who I thought was quite cool. He's quite a crack up, but he's actually really clever at building affiliate websites. I don't know if you've heard of him.
Not come across that name.
Yeah, I learned quite a bit from him before I got started. And yeah, a few other articles here and there, just learning about social media marketing and SEO and content marketing.
Gotcha. So can you share with me, how did you come up with the idea to start this business in particular then? Why a display advertising business?
This website in particular, I'd seen a couple of other sites doing quite well, and I kind of made it a hybrid between two other quite big popular brands. And I thought I could do what they were doing, but kind of do it better in a different way with building up bigger social media following and stuff. And as it turned out, I have actually got bigger followings than these guys now, even though they're huge 7-figure brands. That's how I got started with the idea for this one.
Gotcha. Yeah. Can you briefly share with me, how does this make money? Because it's monetized in a few different ways.
Yeah, that's right. So AdSense, display ads, and then we've got affiliate for two different types of affiliate. Obviously, we use Skimlinks, and then I'm with the RWIN affiliate network as well. I actually originally started off, this is something I wanted to cover because in the listing description for my site, it talks about how I lost my Amazon account. So when I started, obviously I wanted to be with Amazon, right? Everyone does. And so in the description, you've mentioned that I lost my Amazon account from sending paid traffic to it. But if I can just explain what happened there, because I don't want to sound like someone who is spammy. I've done everything sort of what I consider to be white hat for the site all the way through. So what happened was I actually had a video running our Facebook account that went quite viral, and the affiliate link was going from the Facebook page directly to Amazon. What happened is it went really viral, actually. And after it started to slow down a bit, I actually thought, maybe I should just give this a little boost. You know, you can boost the post in Facebook, right? And it wasn't until after I'd done it, I realized, oh, damn, I've sent it straight to the affiliate link as opposed to the URL to this product, which was on my site. So this is actually how I lost my Amazon account, which was a real nuisance because it was going really, really well. And it had generated, I don't know what it was, this crazy amount, like this viral video, 300,000 clicks. And I was thinking, damn, that could have made me all this money with AdSense as well, you know, right? And yeah, I ended up getting that dreaded email from Amazon with the big red warning saying you've violated these terms and conditions and we've banned your account. So I lost my Amazon account, but I never gave up, right? I kind of thought, you hear all these sort of nightmare stories of people losing their Amazon accounts, and then I thought, why don't I just keep going and figure it out? And, you know, there's probably other ways to do it. And, you know, long story short, I'm quite proud of how I've managed to create this good brand with a decent revenue stream without Amazon.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for sharing that context. Yeah, it's definitely useful to know. Like you said, sometimes it just what you think are not that terrible things can sometimes trigger, you know, these algorithms or these warnings from Amazon, unfortunately, as it did in your case. So it's great knowing that context. I just wanted to ask you, because this business is in the occasions and gifts niche, why did you choose this niche in particular?
I guess with this niche is it's broad enough to be able to cover a lot of the things I want to promote, which would work quite well on social media, as well as ranking for them in Google. And then I've found ways to niche down within that niche to make it more SEO friendly and stuff like that. Instead of a lot of people, they try to rank for the best that, I might go, for example, the coolest this or awesome something or other, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that makes sense. So, you know, you've managed to scale the site to a considerable size. And like you said, you even managed to outpace some of the people in the niche who you previously looked up to. So our listeners would be wondering, why are you selling the business right now instead of staying with it and growing it?
Fair enough. Well, I've got to a point in my life where, as I explained, I'd had this condition where I've been unwell for actually 20 years, almost bedridden. And I'm actually starting to recover. And I'm looking forward to like building up my strength and not being so bound getting out and doing things. So my partner and I have actually purchased a holiday accommodation property management business, which is starting to take off. And well, this lockdown doesn't help with COVID, does it? But hopefully it's going to take off a bit better. So we're spending a lot more time on that. And, you know, a few little personal reasons. I lost my mother, unfortunately, last year, which was pretty sad. And I'm just going through a bit of a transformation and looking to do some other stuff with my life, including business opportunities.
Yeah, that makes sense. Well, sorry to hear about your loss there. And at the same time as well, you know, we're looking forward to building up your strength and, like you said, just building things back up again, obviously with your new business and also with your health as well. So all of that makes sense in the context of selling this business for sure. I just want to ask you now, Shane, about your experience really and the history with this business. What did you find when you were scaling this site? Were there any strategies that you just felt really worked for you?
There were things which I wouldn't really want to go into specifics and reveal too much, things that have worked quite well. And then there's some things that obviously, you know, over a 6-year period, we go through a lot of different changes with Google and all that. So there's some things that were working very well a few years ago that aren't working so much. So it's kind of evolved. Admittedly, the site could do with some SEO expert. I'm actually a writer. I've just published a book. My partner's web designer. We're not SEO experts, but we have researched every time something's come along. We've researched and applied what we've learned and, you know, done well and got back to where we want to be. So there's a number of things which have done in the past, which I wouldn't want to reveal too much. And there's probably definitely some things that could be done in the future too, as there always is.
Gotcha. Was there any software or tools that really helped you grow or scale the business?
As far as tools, I would say mainly keyword research tools, looking at targeting sort of niche keywords. Yeah, I've never really used software or much like that. I'm more sort of the manual guy who just gets stuck in. I love writing and digging into keywords and then seeing how well I can do with a specific keyword. Obviously, my social media background's helped me quite well. I've done well with Facebook, and then I've learned a lot with Pinterest. And Pinterest is actually, I've got Pinterest doing better than Facebook now. So I believe Pinterest can just keep doing well. It works very well for this niche. But yeah, I don't really use a lot of software.
Gotcha. Okay. Was there anything that you tried with the business that didn't really work?
Off the top of my head, I can't really think of any specific thing, to be honest. It's a work in progress as always, You just keep plugging away at different things and seeing what works. Obviously, some keywords haven't worked, but that's always going to be the case. You win some, you lose some. But yeah.
Gotcha. I just want to transition then over to maintaining the business. Can you describe for me briefly on like a day-to-day or even a weekly basis, what's the type of work that you do to maintain the business?
Yeah, sure. So at the moment, like my role, I've got obviously social media managers managing Facebook and Instagram. I do the Pinterest, but it's about 5 minutes a day, just pinning and I might create a new board, like I created one for Halloween, which I'm building up now. But in general, it'll be keyword research, checking my emails, and a bit of Pinterest. Overall, about 4 hours a week. I haven't been publishing a lot of new content, so it's been a bit less. But in the past, we would publish a new article a week. So obviously, I spend a little bit more time publishing it and editing it and putting the images through Photoshop, making sure that's all good. Yeah, I spend most of my time on Pinterest daily, just checking the stats and looking at different opportunities there, really. I can actually say I've learned quite a bit with Pinterest. There's a few things like I've done a course on how to do well with Pinterest, right? Things I've noticed is like you've got to really work with the keywords, specifically if you want your keywords to rank, you've got to do your boards in the same niche and then your pins and have those pins related to that board. Make sure your images have got your keywords in them and all of things like that. So yeah, Pinterest has been really good for the site.
Gotcha. Yeah, I think that knowledge and that experience has really come into play there. You managed to really build the Pinterest account. It sounds like it's a valuable traffic driver for the site. I was going to ask you then, for an interested buyer, what would you say are some of the skills that a new owner needs in order to be successful to run the business?
Yeah, sure. So I think like a background in SEO would help. Basic WordPress, content marketing sort of skills is all you'd really need to get started with this one.
Okay, so yeah, it sounds like as long as you have that baseline of content marketing skills and maybe some knowledge about Pinterest as well, perhaps it's probably quite easy to get started with this.
Sure, Pinterest is definitely helpful.
For sure. I just want to transition then over to the marketing side of things. Where does the majority of the traffic come from?
The majority of the traffic is still organic from Google. I think it's 60+%.
Okay. And how is that organic traffic generated? So it's mainly through just SEO, keywords, and search engines, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Just content marketing and search engines.
Gotcha. So what do you currently do in terms of marketing for the business right now?
Well, obviously all the social stuff, but we were publishing one new article a week like a while ago, and we just haven't got around to doing a lot of that lately. But yeah, in general, just creating new content and of just a little bit of link building in the past.
Gotcha. I think you've alluded to a few of these throughout the interview, but I just want to ask you about the opportunities for growth now. I mean, if you did stay with a business, Shane, what are some of the ways that you would try to grow it and expand it?
Yeah, absolutely. So I really feel like this brand has got a lot of potential. And to be honest, I feel like someone who's really good with SEO could probably perhaps even 2 or 3 times the traffic in the next 3 to 6 months, So link building, I haven't done a lot of that in the past. I've had some SEO friends say that, you should focus on some of your established pages that are ranking on page 2, but they don't currently have any links pointed to them. So there's probably a lot of opportunities there for someone who's quite good at link building or SEO in general. I think this niche could do quite well with someone who also perhaps is involved in e-commerce. They could plug on their e-commerce products onto every page or the sidebar and different page offers. So CRO, conversion rate optimization, is something one friend has mentioned I should do more of, because like my affiliate links are like hyperlinks. It's like find it here, get the product here, and it's just the words which are the clickable link, right? A lot of people do buttons, so these are going to stand out better especially on mobile. It's going to do much better with that. And then I would also consider definitely YouTube, building up the YouTube. I've got a Google Drive, a lot of content that we've created for the other social media channels, but we haven't got round to uploading these to YouTube. There's probably got to be over 200 videos all branded and created for YouTube. So that's probably another really good opportunity there. I've got really crappy internet now, so it takes like 15 to 20 minutes to upload a video, and I used to be able to do it in 10 seconds, right? That's the reason why I haven't really got around to it here. That's about it off the top of my head,
No, that's fantastic. It definitely sounds like lots of avenues for growth there, like you say, through link building and SEO, and even establishing a bit of an e-commerce arm as well. So that definitely sounds great. What would you say are some of the biggest risks with this business that a buyer should be aware of?
I guess it's all your standard sort of risks. You've got Google algorithms and then you've got social media. But I feel like because my traffic is quite diversified, so we're 62 or 3% from Google and then 30% from this social media channel, another 30% from another social media channel, bit direct in that. It's quite well diversified. So, I mean, it's, really it's standard. Like you could lose a social channel at any time, right? You could have a Google algorithm update. I've been going through them for 6 years and we'll always get back to where we want to be. Yeah, just your standard things.
Yeah, makes sense. I mean, I've just got a last few questions here just to wrap up this interview. How much support are you offering buyers?
Well, I'm willing to do a couple of Skype calls and email backup for the next month or so. Pretty happy to just jump on a call anytime and go through everything and discuss everything.
That's great. Are you willing to commit to a non-compete?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. And are you open to something like an earn-out?
Yeah, I think I will be. I'd consider it, depending on the terms and that. But, I'm negotiable and we could probably work something out, yeah.
It's great to hear. Well, last question really from me here, Shane. If you put yourself in the shoes of a buyer, why would you say that this is a business worth buying?
If you look at it, it's got so much potential. It's a well-established brand. It's got a pretty decent domain rating and domain authority. It's got a big social presence. And I just think there's so many different diversified opportunities to grow this into an even bigger brand. Yeah, I just really feel it's got a lot of opportunity, and someone with the right skills or team could definitely take it to a whole new level,
For sure. Is there anything you'd like to add that you think I might have missed during the interview?
Well, I'm glad I got to mention the Amazon part. I want people to know that I'm a stay-at-home husband and I've just built this up from scratch. Put my blood, sweat and tears into it, literally. And obviously been very passionate about it. Everything's been white hat and it's got a lot of potential. So I'm just a genuine guy who's got it to where it is. And now I believe it's ready to someone to take it to the next level.
For sure, yeah. Well, Shane, it's been a pleasure having you on today's episode. Really looking forward to seeing your business get sold to the right buyer in the very near future.
Cool. Thanks, Vinny.
All right, everyone. Thanks for listening. To learn more and see if this listing has already been sold, head over to empireflippers.com/marketplace and search for listing number 55502. If you're watching this on YouTube, click the link in the description to go straight to the listing. And once you've unlocked the listing, you'll be given everything you need to know about this business. So until next time, enjoy your digital journey.